Hello everyone, welcome back to Educational Baya. In today's video we are going to read your Class 9 chapter The Snake and the Mirror. And this chapter has been written by Wycombe Muhammad Basir. No, I mean Basir. You should not make fun of the author of your story, friend. You people are very dirty people. Anyway, the joke was not that funny. Let's move ahead. Look, there are only two main characters in this chapter. One is the homeopathy doctor. Hey, there are not those different types of doctors who give you sweet pills to eat instead of medicine, which feels exactly like sugar. Look, I used to enjoy eating them a lot. Yes, so this doctor is your main character and the other main character is the cobra. Yes, we are talking about the snake. So look, this story starts like this. Some doctors were sitting together in a room and telling stories from their lives. All the doctors were discussing the funny incidents of their lives. Some doctor was saying that this has happened in my life. Some doctor was saying that this has happened in my life. So and so and so. And one of those doctors was a homeopathy doctor. That doctor suddenly stands up and says that all this is nothing in front of what I have felt. Have you people ever found a snake wrapped around your body or crawling? I have lived that feeling. Hearing this, all the doctors sitting in that room get scared and everyone calms down. It was 10 p.m. and it was very hot outside. So I go to my house after eating from the restaurant outside. But as soon as I enter the house, I hear a strange sound. But I do not find anything unusual after hearing this sound. I do not find anything strange. Because obviously I used to share my room with a lot of rats. That is, a lot of rats used to come and go inside my room. So I normally enter the house and light the kerosene lamp kept on the table with mastic. I light the lamp because there was no electricity connection in my house till now. And the house in which I lived was a small rented house. Because obviously I had just started medical practice. So I was not very rich. And this was the reason why I had to live in a rented house without electricity. Yes, but I had a suitcase in which there was a shirt, dhoti and 60 rupees. And not only this, I also had a black solitary coat which I was wearing at that time. Then I take off my black coat, white shirt and a not so white vest and hang it. Not so white because that vest was quite old. After this, the doctor, troubled by the heat, opens the windows of his room and then makes a bed and lies down on it properly, and then he looks up at his roof which was tiled. That is, the roof above the doctor's house was tiled and there was a beam on the side next to that roof. On the beam, there was a lot of rat traffic every day. That is, a lot of rats lived on that beam. At this time, the doctor was lying on his bed but he was not able to sleep at all. So he gets up and goes to his veranda to get some air. But there was no wind at all outside. It seemed as if the wind god had gone on leave. Firstly, it was very hot at night. On top of that, there was no wind either. So the doctor goes back to his room. After this, I sit on the chair in front of the table in the room and then I take out a box from under the table and start reading the book Materia Medica kept inside it. But I had just started reading that book when my attention got diverted because there was a mirror on my table and I started looking at my handsome face in that mirror, and while looking at my face I started combing my hair. You know, the doctor wanted to make himself handsome because firstly he was a bachelor, i.e. he was not married, and secondly he was a doctor, but still not a single girl could impress him. That is, he did not have a single girlfriend. Just like you. Well, why am I laughing? I don't have one either. Anyway, no problem. Follow me on Instagram. The link is given in the description. We will cry there. For now let's continue the story. But then again a voice comes from above, and then while looking at my handsome face I decide that I will shave daily and keep a little mustache so that I look very handsome. So that all the girls in the neighborhood are crazy about me. And while thinking this, I start smiling looking in the mirror. And then I think that, oh my god, how good I look while smiling. So I decide that from now on, whenever I go out, I will always keep a smile on my face and forget about the locality. Girls of the whole country will die for me. I was thinking all these things when again a voice comes from above. After this, the doctor gets up and starts walking here and there in the room. That is, he starts walking here and there inside the same room. Why was he walking? Obviously he must be thinking something, that is why he was walking. So what was he thinking? Let's hear it from him. He told me that I will not marry but a fat doctor lady. That is, a fat doctor girl. And why will I marry a fat mother doctor girl? Because if after marriage I am caught doing Lulu Poochu with some other girl. That is, if I am caught having an affair and I have to run away, then that fat girl will not be able to catch me. That is, my fat wife will not be able to catch me. And thinking this, I sit on the chair again. But this time, there is no sound from above me, but there is a sound from behind me. And that sound was as if a rubber tube has fallen from above. And this was not a matter of concern, because it is possible that there is a rubber tube kept on the scaffolding, which may have fallen due to rats. So there is nothing to be surprised about in this. But still I think that for my own satisfaction, I should look back once. A thick snake had come on my shoulder from behind the chair. That snake had already wrapped itself around my left arm, and that snake was just 3 to 4 inches away from my face. At this time, I was sitting like a statue, holding my breath, that is, exactly like a stone which cannot move. Although my mind was working very fast, but I was not able to understand what I should do, because I could see only darkness all around. And at that time I remember all the gods of the world. And moreover, I started having severe pain in my arms. And it felt as if someone had pressed my arms hard with a hot iron rod. But I could not move at all, because if I move, that snake will bite me. And if it bites, I will not survive. And then I start thinking that if this snake bites me, then what medicine will I apply? Then I realize that there is no medicine in my room. There is nothing in my room that can save me from the poison of this snake, and by the time I come out of the house, I will be dead because this snake was not any ordinary snake. It was a fully blooded cobra. Then I think that I am a poor and foolish doctor, and after this I start laughing in my mind. After this, the snake turns its head and starts looking at its reflection in the mirror, and that cobra got very confused after seeing its own reflection. That cobra could not understand who was behind the mirror. Looking at that cobra, it seemed as if it had seen itself in the mirror for the first time. That poor cobra gets so confused that it starts dancing while looking at itself in the mirror. Sometimes left, sometimes right, sometimes left, sometimes right. And seeing the cobra doing this, the doctor understood that it is admiring its beauty. That means it is admiring its beauty. That means the snake must also be thinking, how handsome I am. Seeing this, I start wondering, what is the snake seeing in the mirror? Is the snake thinking about growing its mustache? Or is the snake thinking about applying vermilion in its maw? Or it may also be that the snake is thinking about applying eyeshadow. Look, I don't know all this. I don't even know if this snake is male or female. I am so worried right now. I just want to get out of here alive. And then I see that the snake is opening itself from my arm, and that snake slowly comes and sits on my lap. Yes. What do you call it? Thighs. So that snake crawls from my thighs and sits on the table, and I see that the snake is looking at itself very carefully in the mirror. Looking at that snake at this time, it seemed as if it wanted to see its picture very carefully. The doctor was waiting for exactly this opportunity, but still he could not breathe at all, because if the doctor still breathed, then that cobra would turn back and bite him. So the doctor slowly gets up holding his breath and comes out of his room door without making any noise, and then jumps out of his yard and runs away, and after this the doctor becomes very happy thinking that he got saved, and I also got saved. After this I quickly go to my friend's house and tell him everything. That is, I tell my friend the whole incident properly. And then what was to happen? My friend asks me to stay at his house tonight. After this I apply oil, take a bath and wear new clothes. And then the next morning at 8:30 I go to my house with my friend. But as soon as I look at my room, I see that there is nothing in the room. That is, some thief has come and cleaned the whole room. Yes. But that thief had left one thing in the room, and that thing was my not-so-white vest. I mean, it seems the thief was very fond of cleanliness. By the way, my vest was not that bad. I mean, he could have washed it with soap and shampoo and worn it properly. What was the need for that thief to insult me? He could have taken this as well. On this, all the doctors sitting in that room start laughing very loudly. But after this, those doctors ask what happened to that snake. Did you not see that snake again? No, I never saw that snake again. It is possible that the snake must have become busy in making itself more beautiful. By the way, to tell you the truth, it has been a long time since I saw my face in the mirror. The last time I saw my face was in the phone camera. No problem. Today I will look properly and also take care of my skin. It has been ages since I applied face wash and moisturizer. By the way, if you also want to know about skincare, then do not forget to follow me on my second channel. The link is given in the description. Okay, I am going to do skincare. You do some study. Rest. I hope you did not have any problem in understanding today's story. If you like the video, then like the video and subscribe to the channel. And see you guys in the next video. Till then, bye bye, and obviously don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Link in description.